Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the Skinny Dip podcast. How is everyone?
Everyone
Happy
you
Wednesday.
mean by everyone you mean me.
Yeah, hello.
Just
How are you?
I am fantastical.
It's great.
Yeah, I think so. How are you?
I'm great. Thank you for asking. I appreciate it.
You're giving me like very serious energy right now.
Oh,
Like I feel a little loose, and you seem very news anchor. Like you're very channeled in.
Oh, there was I got this TikTok and I was like, oh my God, I kind of want to try to do it, but then I didn't end up, I got nervous, so I didn't do it. But this guy, he like wanted people to stitch his video, and he was like, stitch this with your best flight attendant accent. And it was basically like a script on like what flight attendants would say. Like basically like store all your stuff in the passenger thing, and like smoking is prohibited on this flight, like all that kind of stuff. And
Did you do it?
I did it, and I was like, well, it's low key, like kind of good, but I was like, I'm not posting that.
If I came across that, I would never. I would just be like,
it was just like I was just like fun. I was like, oh, let me see if I can like put on a flight attendant voice, and I think I can.
Well, you definitely are giving that energy. Sometimes I
don't know if it's a good energy, but
I mean, it's a serious, well, not a serious energy, but it's like firm. It's like a firm energy. And then sometimes I feel like when I speak, I'm way more looser. And so it's just funny, the comparison. Wait, so the funniest thing happened to me at the gym this morning. So I don't know if this has ever happened to you, or if you're just normal and you don't invade people's privacy like me. So actually, if anyone has a similar situation, like tap in, I'm curious to know. So I was sitting in the sauna this morning.
Sorry.
And I was like originally listening to something, and there was a woman on the phone. She was like older than me. And I like turned down my headphones. So I was like, oh, I wonder what she's talking about. So I
listen in?
Yeah, to listen in, which is like such an invasion of privacy. But I also feel like if you're talking in a very like quiet place, expect people to listen.
Right.
Like that should just be like expect people to listen.
Yeah.
So she starts saying, like, I could only hear part of it. And then the woman on the other end of the phone was pretty loud. She was like, oh yeah, I matched with him on Bumble. His name is John. And then the girl that was in the sauna with me, she's like, wait, what's his last name? And she's like, oh, I don't know his last name. And they were going back and forth, and they were figuring out if the guy that this woman was talking to was the same guy that this woman in the sauna dated for like 2 years on and off.
Oh my God.
So okay, but then the kicker is that her phone got too hot and the call ended. So she was like trying to send a photo of him, and then the phone got too hot and the call ended. So I don't know the end result, which is like the biggest cliffhanger.
You're like, damn it.
I'm like, who are you? Are you guys is this the same person? But then I think she kind of looked at me, and I wonder if she thought I was listening, or maybe because she was talking about someone, she was wondering if like I knew the person she was talking about. Because she was
probably like, is this girl listening in on this conversation? And 100%, yes.
100% I was. Because also when you have someone on speaker, because then she put her on speaker to try to find the picture, I was like really listening in. And she was like, he's like kind of like a musclehead.
God, this is so Long
Island.
Long Island.
Yeah, like total Long Island. She goes, if it's the same guy, like run. We were on and off for 2 years. But I'm like, obviously this isn't a close friend. So she doesn't know.
Yeah, the girl that she was talking on the phone with, like she didn't know the guy's last name. She was trying to find it on Hinge.
Yeah, or Bumble. Yeah, she didn't know his last name. And the girl.
Do they have the last names on? I don't remember.
I don't think so. I think that's like a privacy thing. I don't think they have.
Do you have your last name on your?
No.
Okay, yeah, that's good.
I mean, I think it only allows your first name. I don't think it's like a spot for enter your last, because I think people could get weird. I mean, people are weird.
No, totally. So that's why I'm sure I didn't put my last name on it, but I just couldn't remember.
But it was just so funny because I was like, duh. I was like, it was just so relatable in that moment. I was like, oh wow. And I think she said he was like 42 or 43 or something. So they were older. They were definitely older than me.
Okay, yeah.
But I was like, oh no. Like if you're having issues at 43.
Oh God, I don't think the issues end. I think that's just.
But like, what a cliffhanger to not know how it ended.
Yeah, I wish we knew.
Me too. I wish I knew too. And like, if anyone else is in the sauna, do you listen to other people's conversations? Because I think it's fair game. Like that, the nail salon, a doctor's office, like anything is fair
Yeah.
game when you're in a public space.
I would say, yeah. I think I do listen in. So
I do too. I mean, if it was boring, I probably would have just put back on whatever I was listening to. But I was like,
totally. But if it's like intriguing, I'd be
Yeah.
like,
yeah. I was like, all right, well. So that's how my morning started. I was like, all right, I'm gonna try to listen in. And then when I didn't get anywhere, I was like, what else can I do besides invade people's privacy?
Oh god, it's good.
Yeah, I know. I just thought I would share that with you because I just thought it was pretty interesting. But now you're just staring at me like, are you crazy?
Shall I read a card?
Yeah, read a card.
Okay. See what our energy is for this week. We need it. We need good energy for the week. Okay. This says, I always focus on what I can do and what is within my power. All solutions come from there. That's good for us control freaks. Because you realize that, you know, there are things that you can control and there are things that are not. But I would like to think that there is a solution for 99.99% problems.
I would agree. And I honestly think the problems you can't control are just things that you shouldn't even be getting stressed out about.
Trying to, right. Yeah.
I first one is like politics. Like whenever someone's like super, super upset about politics, I'm like, but I don't know, like, can you change it? Can you not change it? I feel like you can only really make change when you have like a boatload of cash, power to like coerce the people.
now a boatload of cash would be nice.
Also, like, who am I saying boatload of cash? I feel really uncomfortable saying that. I don't think I want to say that again.
Yeah, that was an interesting
boatload of cash. Like, all right, shh, be quiet. Stop it. I don't know who I think I am, honestly.
Good.
I have a few random things today. And I don't know if I should just riddle them all off or if I should just like... Okay. One, did you see there's a new Netflix show or Netflix documentary about like that football player, Johnny Manziel? Did you see it?
Alex has been watching it. I kind of seen it in the background. I'm not...
It's very interesting because it's not the way I thought documentaries would end.
Have you watched it?
Yeah, I watched it last night and I'm just kind of like, It just seems very abrupt and open-ended.
Okay.
So I don't know if anyone has seen it, and I don't want to spoil it for you if you haven't seen it.
Right.
But I feel like sometimes with documentaries, they at least try to like end cap it, you know, like give it some type of answer. But this wasn't.
Well,
this wasn't really an answer. It was just...
I'm gonna let you riddle off the rest of your things, but quickly, just about Netflix shows, you have to watch Painkiller.
Oh, I think it popped up on my like suggested.
Alex and I have we have 2 episodes left. It's like a 6-episode series about OxyContin.
Oh, okay, I'll watch it.
It's based on a true story, but you know, like it's obviously like a lot of the characters and stuff are fabricated for dramatic effect, but it's really good.
How many things is it? Episodes?
It's only 6 episodes.
Oh, okay.
So it's just like a quick little drama series, and we're gonna watch the rest of it tonight. And I haven't we just haven't watched like a good show recently, and we just started it last night, and we stayed up till like almost midnight, and we like hardly ever do that.
That's late. That's late for the Botellos.
It is late for us. We were like
a late journey for them.
On a Saturday night, like, God, could we live a little bit? We were like,
no.
Should we watch another one?
I can't. How long are the episodes?
They're probably like 45 minutes to an hour.
Oh, okay, so they're decent.
So they're longer.
It's a binge, yeah.
No, and it's you'll love it. It's so good. I definitely recommend it. So
okay, I'll definitely watch it.
Yeah.
My second thing on my random list today that has no correlation to anything we're discussing is I had no idea that Bed Bath & Beyond is back and they now are overstock.
Oh,
so I was trying to look up a shoe cabinet because I want to get a shoe cabinet.
Yeah.
Add that to my list of things I shouldn't be spending my money on, but I will anyway. I want to get a shoe cabinet for the kitchen. And I like typed in overstock, and it kept popping up Bed Bath & Beyond. Like the only thing I could click was Bed Bath & Beyond, and I thought I was losing my marbles because I wasn't typing in Bed Bath & Beyond. It kept popping up. And I was like, oh my God, it's coming back from the dead. But then when I clicked on it, it said Bed Bath & Beyond plus Overstock. So I wonder if Overstock bought Bed Bath & Beyond.
Okay, but why did I not realize that Bed Bath & Beyond was closed?
Renee, they've been closed for like 8 months.
Oh, well, I thought you were going to say like 5 years. I mean, 8 months, that's not, I don't know. It's not like I frequent a Bed Bath & Beyond. Like, I knew I heard that it was having a hard time, but I didn't realize that it was actually like gone.
Oh, no, doors were shut. Like, I think actually, was it last year? It's been a minute. And I think, or maybe it was around the holidays. Me and Abigail tried to go because, they always have blowout sales. But like it closed in like 48 hours. There was no grace. It was head there or don't ever go again. But apparently they bought Overstock or something, or Overstock bought them, which I never would have thought.
Okay, well, I mean, I'm happy for if that's gonna make them thrive.
It's gonna resurrect them. They were dead. Now they're back with a vengeance. Okay. So that was my other random thing.
Interesting business fact. Go ahead.
Yep. You're welcome. Do you know who Morgan Wallen is?
No.
Okay, Morgan Wallen's like a country singer. I could never pick him out of a lineup if I tried.
Him? Oh, okay. I always forget that Morgan can go both ways.
Yeah, me too. He apparently had a mullet and then he shaved it off, and now my whole entire TikTok is filled with people who are upset about losing the mullet, which prompted me to think, like, do you actually like his music or do you just like his mullet? And like, why do we like mullets? Because it's not 1970.
Mullets actually are like coming
90s?
back.
Oh.
No, I've heard that they're like coming back. It's like a thing now. I'm not on any. I don't listen to country music in any. Like,
I think I watched one video on it because a girl was like stitching it, and then now my talk is flooded with it. But it was, people are like really upset.
Wow. Huh. Okay.
I just wish someone cared that much about my hair. That's really what I was going. I was like, oh wow.
I know. I wonder if he's regretting his choice.
Really passionate about that. Okay, and then this is my last random thought. This is what happens when I go to the beach before we record, because I just sit there and like these thoughts fester. They fester in my mind. Name something more dangerous than a beach umbrella when it's windy outside.
Okay, so actually, wow, I am terrified of that. And so do you know who what is his name? The celebrity medium. What's his name?
Jeffrey? I just pulled that out. I don't know who Jeffrey is.
Hold on.
The skinny guy?
Blonde.
Kyle?
Is his name Kyle? Celebrity. I have to get it. I'm sorry. Bear with me for a second.
It's either Jeffrey, Kyle, or Ethan.
It is like a Tyler Henry. You were close.
Yeah,
it was
not
like
really.
in that realm.
Okay.
Have you seen him before? Have you watched his show on Netflix, his series?
I haven't seen a full thing, but I've seen snippets of him.
Phenomenal. Anyway, there's a story on there of this couple, and they're at a pool, and the guy gets impaled by an umbrella and dies. I mean, I don't mean to be like so
that's
like,
morbid.
I know you were like, you brought it up, but it's actually terrifying to me.
Well, when you think about it, because that happened at the beach today, it was like a little windy, which if it's a little windy and your umbrella flies, I just think you need to dig a bigger hole.
No,
I think that's
happens.
Just poor. Yeah, but it tipped, and then I was sitting there and I was just kind of looking at it. I was like, wow. I was like, people really get weird about umbrellas flying around because it is a pole flying through the air.
It's a spear. It's literally a spear that can. I mean, it literally can. It can and has killed people.
Yeah.
So,
and I was just sitting there. I was like, I will never offer to help. Like, if it's coming towards me, I will move out of the way, obviously, because that's not how I want to go. But I will never offer to help someone get it.
Running
no, I will never do that. I will never. Don't expect me to tap in for help. Like if your umbrella flies, it is solely your responsibility and those that you're with. One person to get ahead of it, one person to chase behind it, and then one person for like the middle. Like I will never help you.
Do you bring an umbrella to the beach?
No.
Yeah,
but I should sit under the umbrella, but I don't. No.
But yeah, I mean, it's like going to the beach. Part of it is like, bringing all of your things and stuff.
Yeah.
So it's,
No, that I was just randomly thinking. I was like, wow, that's
terrifying.
Name something more intense in that moment. You're like, gosh, like she's on the run.
Mm-mm.
Yeah.
Mm-mm.
And that concludes Brienne's random thoughts for today. Those are just for today. For 2 hours that I was at the beach. You're welcome.
They were good.
Yeah.
Do you have a recommendation?
I do. And I have 2.
That's fine.
You know what? I think the theme of this episode is I'm making my own assignment. Like, I know we had an assignment, but I'll tell you in a little while. But, like, I'm bringing 2 recommendations to the table today. Number 1 is, this is very basic. And I heard something once that said, you don't have to spend a lot of your money on fancy cleansers. Sometimes you do, and sometimes you want to buy a specific one. Sometimes you don't. I use a Cetaphil one, a Cetaphil cleanser. I use it every single day. And that just happens to work with my skin. So if you are looking for something that's, maybe you're trying to spend a little bit more money on products of your skin and not like something that mundane, like I would recommend Cetaphil. I use it all the time.
Yeah.
And then my second recommendation, and I am so sorry to anyone who can say this properly because I cannot. It's the Siete chips.
Yeah.
So Siete chips, I don't, they're like in the, I don't want to say, I guess they're healthy, but like in the healthier aisles, or you can get them on the Thrive Market. They're grain-free, soy-free, dairy-free, like preservative-free. Slaps. We get the like the chili lime ones, and they have like a bunch of other ones. I could down a whole bag by myself. So if you're in the market for a new chip that's not Lay's, a little cleaner, a little bit more sass, add her to your cart.
Yeah, and I would say, well, they have other things in their like realm or whatever. So we get their tortillas because they also have like almond flour tortillas. All of their beans, like canned beans, are really good. They make really good taco seasoning too. That's like
I think I've tried.
I've
tried their taco.
Just doesn't have like junk in it. So anything from them,
10 out of 10.
Fire.
They're literally so good. I mean, again, bag size a little small.
She's a little pricey.
She's a little pricey. This isn't a Costco. They should be in Costco, but this isn't a family size bag.
Alex will
but
eat.
It's good.
Alex eats it like a personal size, and I'm like,
I believe that.
Respectfully, we need to share. So
yeah.
Okay, my recommendation this week is gonna bring us into our topic a little bit, but I do have a deep thought too, so I don't want to forget that.
Okay.
But it's the book Atomic Habits by James Clear, and I was talking to you about it. And for anybody that's looking for a motivational read, or like a I don't know, just like more of like an information, thought-provoking read, I would 100% recommend this book. It is so good. I don't really like to read. I like to read the nonfiction at night. Because I just feel like sometimes these books, like, they get my noggin going a little bit too much. So kind of like to read it in the morning. But if you're looking to kind of just revamp your life a little bit and really stick to some habits, the whole thing is about becoming like 1% better every day. So very small, tiny changes that stack and multiply and become like bigger as time progresses. So you can make a small change in your life, and you look back 5 years later, and that small change that you kept doing over and over again had massive effects. Or it's the other way around, where you have a bad small habit and you do that for 5 years and it has the opposite effect. It has a negative effect. So it's just really interesting. I'm not done with it yet, but I actually have read it before. Alex and I listened to it. Well, I didn't read it. We like listened to it on like Audible one time on a really long road trip. But it's a little bit different. Like, I don't know if you've ever done an audiobook before.
Yeah.
I need to like really read a book to like kind of have it like melt, like get in there, rather to listen to it. So I kind of feel like I'm reading it for the first time, but I'm gonna say I still 10 out of 10 recommend it. It's very good. So I guess I can go straight into my deep thought too.
Let's hear it.
So it's off of TikTok, of course, because I get inspired on there. And let's see. I don't know. The account is called Sculpt Life. I'm not sure. Sometimes I just get these random like little motivational things and I'm like, oh, that's cute. I'll save this and share it. So it just says happy life is made up of very simple things. If you want to like try them out, these are what they say. So the first one is build confidence, and they give you examples on what you can do. Very small things. And this kind of leads us into our topic a little bit, but build confidence. So it says make the bed, wear something you love, recite self-affirmations, feel connected, meditate, call a loved one, journal your thoughts, stay focused, drink water, write your to-do list, no screens for 2 hours, sharpen your mind, brain dump, read a chapter, take a walk, be healthier, stretch, get some sun, move your body. And the last one's become mindful, meditate, breath techniques, and use okay, that's like a plug that they just did. But anyway, I just thought it was really sweet because some of these things are just, they're very small things that like for instance, making your bed. Very small thing that you can continue to do, and it's a good habit to have. And it's just like it takes you what, 5 minutes to make your bed in the morning,
if that.
And it makes such a big difference because when you get home, it's like you have a little prize. Your bed's like made, it looks all nice for you. You know, these are just small things, very, very small things you can do. Wear something you love, like, you know, call a loved one, write something down. Like, it just, these tiny things that when you do them, it makes such a big impact. And then when you stop doing them, you can feel the negative effects of it.
Yeah.
It's just little things. So
that was lovely. I loved hearing that. Can I just say one thing?
Yeah, always.
I hope I don't get a lot of backlash for saying this. I have mixed emotions about affirmations.
You would.
I know, right?
Yeah.
Like, that would be me. More so because for me, I almost wish we could say affirmations. Like, I wish affirmations could mean actually doing, or like sometimes I feel like I see things and everyone's like affirmations, and I feel like people just say it to say it, but they don't actually put it to what they mean it to be. And that bothers me.
No, I
because then people actually who do it, it kind of like knocks it down.
Yeah, you've kind of gonna have to, you gotta live the life that you speak.
Yeah,
you know, it's not just saying, it's doing.
Right.
I agree with that.
And I see a lot of TikToks have popped up on my page, like just over the course of time, that like parents will say them to their children, and I'm like, oh wow, that's really great, you know, like that's really sweet. But then in my mind, I'm like, I wonder if the actions at home actually line up with.
That's a good point.
I don't know. It just
yeah. I do think though, like positive talk and positive mindset, when you lean into that, it does actually affect the way that you act.
Agreed. I agree
because I do know sometimes when I have like a negative mindset or negative self-talk, then how I act outwardly and how I am, just my whole environment kind of feels more negative. So, I mean, personally, I really like affirmations, but like, and I literally will say things out loud, like you can do anything you put your mind to, or like whatever. Like I will be cheesy to myself to do that, just because I think personally, like I've struggled on the opposite end where I'll have negative self-talk and say bad things about myself out loud. So, or not out loud, but like inside, like I'll think badly. So positive affirmations and positive self-talk have done like wonders.
I agree with all that. 100% I agree.
But I do hear what you're saying though, because I think it's a twofold where it's not just like saying, it's also doing. But sometimes it is like you kind of have to say it for a while to actually get the actions into place, because I've dealt with that too. So.
Yeah. I was just thinking about it. I was like, I wonder
it's an interesting.
Yeah, it's just interesting.
So I guess we should get into our topic today.
Yeah, do you want to introduce it, or do you want me to spill the beans?
I can fill them in.
Yeah, fill them in on our assignments.
So, well, last week's episode we talked about, if you haven't listened to it yet, but we talked about kind of just recapping. We're at the half of the year mark. Basically, we're a little bit over half the year now. We've got some things that we kind of want to work on, some things that we're actually doing good on. And I think it's a great time for all of us just to have a little bit of reflection. Self-growth is just, we can always be better. We can always do things to make our lives just a little bit more fulfilled or positive or whatever it is that you need to work on. We are all kind of on that journey. So Brianna and I are going to expose some habits that we are trying to break and some habits that we want to start within the next part of this back half of 2023.
Yeah, I think so.
Onward. Or a lifetime of just trying to create and stick to habits, because that's the main thing.
That's the hardest thing, is sticking to them.
You can start a lot of things. You can do a lot of things for 2 to 3 days. It's the consistency.
It really is. And I'm curious to hear what yours are, because when Renee and I were originally talking about this, I was like, oh God. I was like, Nate, I don't think I can get anything. And Renee's like, no, like, we'll do small things. So I'm excited to hear what your small things are, because when I was making my list, like, I almost want to just crawl in the hole with my list a little bit. So I'm just curious to hear.
No, but I think, okay, and I think this can be anything that you feel like is something that you need to work on or you want to start. It's so personal. It can literally be anything. It doesn't have to be like the quintessential drink more water or get or work out. Like, yeah, all those things are great, and like you want to continue doing that, but you can look at all aspects of your life on things that you're like, oh, you know what, I could stop doing that, or you know what, it makes sense for me to start doing that. So and we challenge you guys to, you know, look in, reflect. What are some things that you guys could work towards, or you're interested in starting? Maybe you're inspired by some of these niche ones that we came up with.
Also, let's just call a spade. Everyone has things that they could drop habit-wise or pick up habit-wise.
Oh my God, of course.
So if you were like me, and however many days ago, I was like, oh God, I don't think I want to drop anything. I think I'm crap of the crop. Like, what would I need to drop?
This is how you and I need to drop things. Because I am like so hard on myself where I'd be like, I could probably I would sit here and type until my fingers hurt of thinking about stuff that I could work on or change, and you're just like sitting pretty.
Yeah. And I think it's so wild.
I don't know which is, I mean, I don't think either one is good. No offense to us. But I think we need to meet and merge in the middle.
I would agree. Like, you probably need to pump the brakes, and I probably need to, like,
you need to kick
use
the
gear. Yeah. I need to like get in there a little bit more, because like the fact that I couldn't off the top of my head think of anything I need to improve on. It's like, who do I think I am? Like, I have a lot of problems that I should probably work on. But I'm like, nah, I'm good.
I love that for you. Okay, yeah, do you want to start with habits to break or habits to start, or do you not?
Okay, so this is where I think I deviated a little from the assignment, because I actually created 3 categories. Okay, a pickup category, like pick up habits. A drop category, habits I want to drop, and then a shifting category, habits that I have that like I just want to change a little bit.
I love this. Why didn't you tell me you were doing this 3rd category? I would have jumped in on that.
Because, okay, but again, going to what we said, true to myself, I was like, wait, I don't have anything I want to drop. I just want to like loosely change it. So I think it's my denial a little bit. It's like taking it.
It's a little delulu. Okay, that's fine. Yeah. So I guess we'll just kind of go tit for tat, and you can tell me where you're at, because like, which category?
Do we want to start with drop or pick up or shift? Okay, I'll start with drop. Let's just no need to sugarcoat the negativity.
Okay, go.
I want to drop my tone at work. So this is something. This is something that
I just wasn't expecting you to get.
Right.
Wow. Okay.
Okay.
I'm
go
ahead.
So this is something that Renee
so honest.
actually has called me out on a lot recently.
I have. I'm sorry.
I think it's because I've been at our company for a very long time, and I think sometimes when you become jaded, you could become instantly angry because of you know how the process is, and when people sometimes try to come in and say they know what the process is and they don't have any history of the company, it gets very frustrating for me. So I need to try to just change my tone in terms of a little less angry bitch, a little bit more firm understanding.
I think that's fantastic.
That's a big one. And I know I was trying to aim small, but I immediately think this is something I have to drop. Like, and immediately. Immediately I have to fix my tone at work. Otherwise I may not have a job. Like, immediately it has to be fixed. Maybe it's not that bad. But I do think I've gotten progressively more on the offense in terms of calling out people when they're wrong, and also in the defense when people try to tell me I need to do something I don't want to do. So let's try to
you
be
know
better.
what? The first step is like ownership, you know, and acknowledging where we need to be and like what's happening and like what we need to work on. So you're already one step in and kicking that habit.
And I asked Renee specifically, because she heard me on a call or something, and I was like, is it my tone or is it the way I'm like, because I'm saying a lot of things fast? And Renee's like, I think it's a little bit of both. So that to me was a sign that like, okay, we need to. So that's the first one I want to drop. That's my first habit I want to drop. It's sad that that's a habit, but let's just corporate life. I want to drop that.
Okay, great. I love that first one.
Thank you.
Oh, and also I want to just sprinkle in before we like really dive in. I do have some resources that I can if anybody is looking for a little extra help on how we game plan, because I think it's hard. Like you've realized, okay, this is something that I want to fix, but okay, where do we go from here? Like what's my next step? Right. And I think, you know, you have this understanding now, so you're going to just be a little bit more in tune with that kind of that you're working on that. Okay. Anyway, okay, so I'll start with my first one. So my first habit that I'd like to break is less planning, more action.
Oh God, that's A+ one, sister.
Something I feel like I've talked about her a lot. Like I think I've said that I would like to do that. I'm just a little planner, and then I plan and then I don't do.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
That's all.
We don't need to say anything. That is a big one for you, and that I think is definitely a hard one to do, but I think that's a fantastic one. Renee has 1,010,000 great ideas, and if she will plan and plan.
What is it with like Pisces though?
I was going to call you out, and Christy, if you're listening, Christy does the same thing. Christy has like 1,000,000 amazing ideas, and she says it and she says it and she says it. And
her and I, we could probably spiral for hours. Like put us in a room, we'd probably like make like 5 different businesses, and we would just be like, okay, so
they would just sit there. No offense, they would sit there until I came in and probably started one. Yeah. So that's a fantastic one for you. I don't know if it's a Pisces thing. I don't know.
No, there's something as like an Aries Pisces dynamic that is just. I don't know. Just does something.
Well,
wild.
I will say Christy one-upped and started her own
she did.
business. So really
we do get in there at some point, but it's just like we will spiral on like 10 different things until we find something. It's all I have to say it's got to be at least all of us Pisceans, whatever you want to call us. So okay,
Pisceans. Am I doing another drop or am I doing a pickup?
I would just continue in the drop. Let's stay in one family.
Okay. Drop. I'm gonna drop drinking a ton of different things. So I will get into this really weird hamster wheel where I'll be really, really hot on lemon water in the morning, and then I'll be really, really hot on tea at night, and then I'll be really, really hot on greens during the day, and then I'll be really, really hot on collagen middle of the day, and then I end up committing to trying to drink 10 different drinks that are just very clean. And then I slack on my water. So I think sometimes it's okay to maybe like put one on the back burner, circle back to it.
Yeah, that's what. Yeah.
We don't need to be drinking 10 different things a day that are not water.
No,
we don't.
Totally no.
We don't.
You don't.
And I think it just gets a little much. It gets a little much.
I kind of have like I like to have different like
you do this too.
I like nutritional drinks, but I will say I kind of put them on like a a little Ferris wheel, like throughout the week. So I'm not having each one every day. And
that's what I need to do.
Kind of more exciting because you're like, oh, like I could have my whatever.
But me, it's like all or nothing, right? I'm like, I'm having it every day or I'm not having it. Like, okay, no. Put it on the Ferris wheel. Circle back to it at a later date. So that's something I want to drop. I want to drop overcommitting to my fluids.
Okay, it's great. Love that.
Thank you.
Very niche.
Thank you.
So this one kind of like relates, I guess, to my first one, but authenticity over perfectionism. So I just
God, this is my favorite episode. This is literally my favorite episode.
We're really being so
yeah, I love this for you. And I love this for us and me.
So I was listening to a really good podcast. Again, I said I'm going to have tools. I'm going to have tools to give y'all in my little shed here because Mel Robbins, I'm a huge fan of her. She's fantastic. I listened to the podcast. I'm going to just screenshot it so I remember we're going to have to link these things because we're just trash cans and we'll say we'll link it and I don't want us to forget. So she did a podcast with this lady and it's called where is it? It is called You Are a Badass. Unlock Your Most Authentic Self in 4 Proven Steps. And I was listening to it yesterday. And I realized that I maybe have a hard time. I don't think I have a hard time being myself outwardly. I think I have a hard time telling myself. This is going to be so confusing to say. Like, I don't even know if I'm going to be able to like wrap my head around it. I don't have a hard time being myself. Like, I can be myself. My problem is that when I am like, I'll be myself and then I'll come back. I'll Monday night quarterback myself and I'd be like, was that weird? Am I odd? Did that make sense? Like, and I'll second guess how I acted in situations because I'm like a perfectionist and I just want to make sure that I'm, saying all the right things and doing all the right things and putting the right foot forward and all this stuff. And I just want to let go of that and just like fully lean into authenticity because perfectionism it doesn't exist. And I just like always have had that about me and I've never felt the reason to change it. But I think the perfectionism is what stems like all of my issues. Like it's like
nothing in life is ever going to be perfect. And I know you know that. And sometimes like trying your best and doing the absolute best you can as a human being is quote unquote being perfect. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like I agree. Sometimes I feel like perfectionism can bog you down.
Yep. So
wow. I love that one for you as well.
Yeah, that one, I'm just going to put a little
maybe
star.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm going to star it.
Yeah, star
just
that one.
Just because it's a big one for me.
It's important to star that one.
Star your tone.
Yeah, that's bolded. That's a fact. That's happening Monday. That's an every. I'm nervous for me. I don't think I'm going to thrive at that, but we'll circle back at our check-in.
Circle back on that. Yeah, that's good.
Okay. This one I know you have weird feelings about, but this is me.
It's okay.
I need to stop being weird about taking Advil. So I have this weird thing.
I don't. That would be like I would stop taking Advil.
So my thing, I think, and I wrote. This is exactly what I wrote down: being above Advil. And in my mind, being above Advil, in my mind, it has nothing to do with what I'm putting in my body. Full transparency: I will pop Advil whenever I want. For me, I think the reason why I don't do it is like I like to watch
you like to be like
suffer.
I can go through the pain,
right? Yeah. When there's no reason for me to sit here with a headache or a migraine, there's no reason.
Yeah, okay,
pop it and let's move on. But instead, sometimes I'll just like to drag it out 10 hours and then wonder why I had a bad day. Well, it's because I'm not using the tools around me. Okay, that's why. So I need to. I'm not above it. Okay, I am at the same level. Okay, I am Miss Advil. I need to utilize the tool. You have cramps.
You do
pop an Advil, pop a Midol. Like
there is something about you sometimes where you won't use tools.
Why? Why do I do that?
Like you would never do a Target pickup order because you're like.
And then I stress myself out.
You make it like harder.
Why do I do that?
I don't know. I don't know.
Why? Like, is it because I think I'm born in the 1900s and like I have to get my horse and buggy? Like, what is it about me that I'm not okay with using technology?
I will say you need to do one of those BuzzFeed quizzes because that's like, what generation are you from? Because I think you're gonna be like silent generation. Like, not even like you would be like back in the day. She wants to like send things carrier pigeon. Like
or like I call my kids home by like ringing a bell and they just all come like in like cattle.
You are like, you're dated for sure.
Why?
I don't know.
Why?
I don't know.
Like,
I don't know.
Just Brand, pop the Advil. Take the Tylenol. It's okay. It's okay.
No,
like,
yeah.
And I think it's more so, you know, if I have an antibiotic I have to finish, I will always finish that. Like, it's nothing like that. It's not against putting anything in my body. I just for some reason think I'm above it. I'm not above it. Okay.
Yeah, see,
I'm equal.
I get it. I feel I will take it if I feel that I need it, like as far as like if I'm really struggling. But I'm more so like at the point where I'm like, nothing goes in my body.
Right. Yeah, so we're on a different level. I don't feel that way. I just choose to suffer. So I'm not above it. So I need to drop it real quick. And I'm probably gonna pop one after because I have a huge headache today. I haven't taken anything, and now it's
so myself. I mean, do what you got to do.
Okay, go ahead.
So this one is reduce multitasking, and I use the word reduce because I'm never gonna stop multitasking. Multitasking is good. You put in a load of laundry, you're not gonna sit there and watch it. Of course, I'm gonna do things well, but I think I take multitasking to like a dangerous level where I'll be like carrying 5 knives and like a plate at the same time, and then I drop things, and I am sometimes a train wreck, especially like in the kitchen cooking, like
especially in the kitchen. That's the most dangerous place to be a train wreck.
Literally like will notice sometimes that I'm like, you are a bull in a china shop. Like I just literally I don't know what it is, but it's like
clanky.
I like throw things. Yeah. And I just do things very like, I don't want to say haphazardly, but I do just kind of, I really love to lean into multitasking to a point of a dangerous level. And we need to dial it back a little bit and just be a little bit more intentional. So
I would agree. That's a great one. 11 out of 10.
Yeah. We were being very honest. I wasn't going to come on here and just say some bullshit like drink water. Like no.
But and it's funny again. My list is long, and I hear I have nothing to change. Like no, you do. Sit down. Okay. This is going to my shifting category.
Okay, good.
Okay, I'm shifting 1 day resets to every day. So I had this thought.
Love this.
I had this thought yesterday.
Good. I'm gonna write that down.
Why do we? I'm saying we, society tap in, but it's really just me. I think that we'll say Sunday, me using Sunday as a reset day, 1 day is going to last me 6 days. Why do I do that? It's not. It doesn't. And then I feel chaotic on Sunday because I'm trying to go here and here and here and here. You know what? It's okay for me to do a few loads of laundry a week. I don't have to all do it at the same time. If I need to run to Stop and Shop on that Wednesday night and, refresh my week with some fresh freaking strawberries, I'm going to get my ass to aisle 7 and I'm going to pick up those strawberries on a Wednesday night.
So you're not struggling until Sunday.
So I'm eating like moldy berries. Like why? Why am I doing that? Let's stop with the 1 day resets. Let's do things every day to just like help us get through the day. And then you won't feel overwhelmed and you won't be like, feel like, oh, my whole day was bogged down. Bog is my word of the episode. Bogged down with like, my Sunday reset tasks.
I wrote that one down. I love that. I definitely
do that.
With working from home, I have been able to incorporate it a little bit more. Like because I used to be exactly like that. Like Sunday was full day, like everything reset, like sheets done, laundry done, like clean the house from top to bottom, groceries, meal prep. To do that all in 1 day it's literally it will break you. And then you 100%. Realize that you're like, okay, so basically I'm living for a Saturday.
Yeah. That's exactly what it is. And like, I don't want, and okay, so that's where my mind went, because then I was like, wait, I don't want to live 9 to 6 Like, I don't want to live just for the weekends. Like, I want to continue to sprinkle in my reset every single freaking day. And because, like, especially when it's summer out, it's nice out, I want to go to the beach and I want to sit there for a few hours on a Sunday. Like, I don't want to do all my laundry. So let's do it on Monday. Let's do it Monday night. Let's do it Wednesday morning before. Like, hustle in.
Yeah, and we almost like we need to have things to look forward to.
Agreed.
During the week, and it's not just during the like for Saturday, Sunday. Like,
Agreed.
you can make little things, you know, like starting a new show. I know that's like we all do that, but like anything, like you can do like a little something during the week, switch it up. Like even this week, I'm like, you know what? Like I should probably go to a co-working space. I haven't done it in a while.
No, you haven't.
Like, you know, take the time to go out for your midday walks. If you're at an office or if we're working from home, like it's just, this shit is just important. It really
it's so important. And it's so you think about it, like it's so dumb, but let's stop with the one day reset. Let's do things every single week, just little things to make our lives easier.
I love that one.
Thank you.
Okay, I still have a few, and I have two more in my break category. So this one is overusing the word sorry. I realize that I probably say sorry 400 times a day.
You do.
And you've definitely told me before, like, you don't have to say sorry. And it's like almost like I think it's the I want everybody to like me perfectionist kind of thing, where if I'm like, oh, if I apologize for any kind of small, tiny, not even anything you're supposed to say sorry for, I will say sorry. And I'm like, why am I always apologizing for literally like no reason? And then when you say sorry 20 times a day, when you really mean to say sorry, it means nothing because I've overused the word to its capacity.
Yeah.
In things that don't rationalize a sorry. So
yeah. That's a great one.
I really want to just kind of
That's a hard one. A lot of people struggle with that one.
Yeah, and it's like,
what are we saying sorry for?
I don't know. And there's times where it warrants, but there's also a time for it will even be like when if I'm like in somebody's way or something.
I say oops now. I'm like, oops.
Yeah, or just like excuse me or pardon, something like that. You don't have to say sorry.
No, because they probably ran into you or whatever the case may be. Like there's no reason for you to express condolences.
I just always say it.
Yeah, I think it's a filler word. It's a filler word, and it's a filler word.
Yeah, and it's losing its meaning. So now I just like say it like it's like I'm saying like.
Let's stop doing that. Okay, I have one more on my shifting list.
Go ahead.
I'm changing. I mean, I've said this a million times, but I'm no longer saying I don't have time. I'm just going to flat out say it's not a priority.
That's what Mel Robbins says.
Just going to say it.
Did you see that or did you just come up with that?
I just randomly was thinking about it. Like there's a lot of stuff behind the scenes for the podcast that Renee and I just always have to tend to. And I've been working on one thing for a while. And I'm almost done with it. And I could have done it, you know, but instead of saying I don't have time, it just hasn't been a priority the past few days. And I think let's just own it.
It's okay. And
let's just own that. Yeah. And it will get done. It will get finished. Let's just own that. Everyone has the same amount of time. And I don't think we should be making time feel bad for an excuse. You know, poor clock. Like clock did nothing to us. Like why are we using them as an excuse?
Time is a fragment of our imagination.
Yeah, like why? Let's not blame time. Let's just flat out say it's not a priority.
Yeah, and that's
not really a priority for me right now.
Or
I don't want to.
Yeah, and it's okay. It's okay.
Yeah, it's fine.
Yeah,
it's totally fine.
You'll circle back.
We'll circle back. Everyone will circle back.
Okay, perpetually circling back.
Always, in a good positive tone.
Just pivoting in a circle.
Yeah,
always.
So.
Okay, my last one for habits to break is negative internal talk or doubt. I just don't want to do it.
I don't think you should be doing it.
I just don't know why I have such hard time being like, you are like, I have such a hard time being like, you do good things. Like I don't know why. Like I could get upset about it that I'm like so mean to myself that I'll be like, oh, you're just like not good at that, or you suck, or like you did this wrong, or you're doing that wrong, or you could do this better. Stop.
Yeah, that's completely
Or, like,
unnecessary, a waste of time.
I'll just
Not
like
true.
doubt abilities of things that I do. And I'm like, that's just not going to work for you. What? Why do I do? Who gave me that? Like, who said, like, oh, that's how you're going to be. You just can't do anything. Like, what? The fuck? It's so bad.
Yeah,
So
I never do that.
I know you don't. And I love that. I've always been, I guess it's weird to say attracted, but I've always been attracted to other humans who are just really like, they own their self-worth and their power, and like they have no, like, an Alex is exactly like, he is such like he owns who he is, and he's so like, he's not like boastful or anything like that, but he feels very comfortable with who he is, and I've always loved that about him. And he's definitely like really helped me like kind of feel that through myself just by like seeing him. So I've definitely made like huge, I used to be like way worse, so I've made like really huge strides on even just like being able to like say how I feel or what I want, or like even just like stick up for myself, or like know that I have like own my truth, you know? But it's just something that like I still, even though I've come so far, it's like a little, she's still in there.
Yeah.
You know, and I gotta like kick it and just be like, you know what?
Flicker off.
Yeah, like you've got this. Like, you're good. You can do it. You can do things.
Yeah, you can do a million things. It's just you're in the way of you. That's it. That's a hard one, but that's a good one.
I wanted to leave it for last. I'm gonna give it a little heart, so I feel better about it.
Her whole entire list is gonna be filled with little stars and hearts and exclamations and some bolding,
little emojis, and
just like, why is my whole list covered with things I have to do? Okay, my first thing for picking up. This is real petty, guys, but I need to do it. Stretching.
Ooh, yeah.
I don't stretch. Okay, I'm very tense. I do nothing in regards to post workout activity.
I hate stretching. I hate it. I have to force myself. Yeah.
I need to, and I'm trying to go in the sauna more. Like, I need to bring the leg up. Okay, I need to try to be able to do a split. There's no reason why I should be a stiff
I can't
board. I am a stiff board. Okay,
can you touch your toes?
It takes me a minute.
Okay,
and
that's okay. I get it.
Short person. There's no reason why I can't get in there. It's because I'm lazy. Okay, and I think it's not important, and it is important. So I'm gonna start doing it. That's it. Done.
Where were you when you were writing these things down?
It has been over the past few days. This has been a while in the making.
Okay, so you've been working on it. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm just really impressed by you. I'm really
me as well. And I was like, I don't have anything to work on.
And you've really I think I graced you with this. Like, I gave you this topic, this episode topic, and you're benefiting from it
100%.
Okay, so let's see. We get into some things that I want to start. Meal prep lunches. So I don't like lunch.
I hate lunch too.
It's like terrible.
Yeah, it's a bad time. It's a bad time.
It really is. Yeah. And it always it starts to, I work from home again, so it will start to, creep up. It'll be like 11:30, 11:45, 12, 12:30, and I'm like, what am I having for lunch? And by that point, I just don't really know. And if I don't have leftovers from the night before, then it becomes some sort of girl lunch, which is fine. We've talked about it before. I mean, I can usually make it work. Like, I'll get all the food groups in there, but it's
Why don't
usually
you just get meals and use those as your lunches. Just gonna get a word about that, but I agree. I don't think lunch has to be as stressful as it is.
Yeah, and I don't want to be like to the point where I'm meal prepping everything, because I can manage to make breakfast and dinner and like a snack, but because I work from home, like, I have more time and flexibility. But the lunch, so I'm making I made salad jars.
Fantastic.
And I'm probably gonna do a similar thing next week, but just different items in the jar.
You could probably also do a soup. You're a big soup person. Just make a stew
just
for the week. Done.
I did, yeah, one
One
I
small
used to
stew.
do like I would make like a chili for a week, and then
Yeah.
you're eating chili every day.
I feel fine with that. I literally feel fine with that. That's a great one.
It's good that I work from home. I'll just say that. Sorry, that was gross.
Sorry. Okay, this you mentioned and you threw a little bit of shade at, but it's okay. I'm still on my list. I drink a lot of water all the time, so that's not on my list. But I need to get in the habit because I go to the gym so early and I consume a lot of caffeine, sisters, and I will never drop that. It's never gonna be on my list. But I need to start chugging water as soon as I wake up. I have a huge water bottle next to my bed. I need to open my eye and I need to chug it. Okay? I need to, and obviously safely chug.
Yeah, we've heard a lot of news about
safely
water
chug
toxicity or whatever, but
the water. Let's try to get at least a few ounces in there. Slurp it on down.
Yeah, it will just be good for your gut.
I should just do it and
have
then
some before you like sear it with caffeine. And workout.
Let's just few slips or sips, few slurps. Nothing crazy.
Okay. Let's see. So this one is practice daily gratitude intentionally. Okay. So I guess this is like kind of like a shift because like I would do things to be like, I would do the 5-minute journal and I would just like think of things like at random that I was grateful for. But I want to now like really be intentional about setting gratitude for the day. So I've been, at least last week, and we're going to keep going. We're going to keep it up, but I've been waking up early. So I would like to add in those early mornings for me, setting my day with a moment of intentional gratitude. Today, I am grateful for blank. It doesn't have to be like 5 different things. It could just be one thing that I am intentionally being grateful for within that day and truly like living that, like feeling it and being like, I am grateful for.
I already thought of one for you.
Go, give me.
So if you watch Nays Talks, she's like becoming a morning person, and she's always on the couch. She should be grateful that her and Alex can afford a couch. Done.
That's right.
She can afford a couch. Afford a pillow.
Yeah.
So
small things.
Small things. Doesn't have to be 10 pages. That's fantastic. Yes, I'm here to support that. Oh,
thank you.
Keep breathing.
Yeah.
Carrying cash. Carrying cash is on my list of things I need to pick up. You want to
start?
Yep, I want to start. I want to start carrying cash.
How much?
Not a lot. $40 maybe. But there is no reason why when someone goes, "Oh, do you got a 5?" I look like my pants are down. Like I panic. There's no reason for that. I should have like $40 on me. I don't know what I'll spend it on, but I should have it in my wallet.
I get that.
Why do I look like I'm gonna poop out a brick when someone says, "Oh, do you have a 5?" Like, no, I don't, and that's embarrassing. And I should have one.
I don't hate that. I think that's a good habit. That's nice.
Just some loose change.
Okay, let's see. What do I want to? Okay, so alarm is a non-negotiable. So when my alarm goes off in the morning, I don't get to negotiate with it.
You shouldn't.
I don't get to snooze. It's
time.
It's time.
Yeah.
It's time.
It's time to get up.
It's here.
Yep.
And I just want like a regular sleep-wake cycle. Now that I'm doing the Oura Ring, it's really giving me insight into like when I fall asleep and when I wake up. So I just kind of want to. I think I'm pretty good at it, but I do want to be like a little bit, especially during the week, really be on like a regular like sleep-wake cycle, which I think is going to be like 9 to 5:30. You know, I think that's good.
Yeah.
And then like on the weekends, you just kind of like
go with the flow.
You just go with the flow.
Yeah.
Do you set an alarm?
Not really, unless I have like specific plans with times that day and I have to like work around it.
Well, like right now, like on Fridays, I'm letting myself, just because we have summer Fridays and they're almost done, I'm going to cry. But
yeah,
I'm just like letting myself like wake up whenever, because it's like a full rest day. But because I go on long runs on Saturday, I have to wake up early. So I just, I don't know.
It's balance.
It's a balance. Yeah. But yeah, it's something I just, when the alarm goes off, it goes off. It's time for me to go. I want to be like army drill sergeant with it. Like,
Well, I think you just need to be stricter with yourself. Yeah, that's when it goes off. It's unfortunately it's time. We would love for it to last longer, but it's not. Time is up. It's TikTok. This one is really bringing back to my roots. So I grew up very, very lucky, where my parents' house is like 3 minutes from 10 different beaches, and for me, I find a lot of solitude, and it's very basic, cliche. I don't care. I love being by the beach. I grew up by the beach.
no, I think it's special.
I always used to go for like morning walks or just go and watch the sunset by myself. So I really want to get back to, even in the winter. Abby and I always go in the winter too. I want to get back to that. I want to get back to just going down there. I think it's because of my new location, like where I live now, it's not as accessible, but it's not accessible. So I want to start going to trips to the beach.
I love that. It just wasn't a priority for you before.
This wasn't a priority.
And now we can make it
And
one.
now it's going to be.
I love it.
That brings me a lot of peace, and something about just hearing nothing brings me a lot of peace, and I need to start doing that, I think.
Yeah. I mean, that's why, again, like, my whole thing about wanting to wake up early again is because it's like I feel like almost when you wake up late, you're like missing out on life.
Well, you feel like everyone's ahead of you.
Yeah, and it's like there is something about like waking up early. There really is like this early morning, like for me, like it's like magic. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like when you have like an hour to yourself early morning where you're awake and you feel like no one else is, and you have that hour to yourself to do whatever you want to do. You want to go for a walk, you want to see the sunrise, you want to read a passage in a book, you want to journal, you want to have a nice sip of coffee. Like I literally just want to like, you know, have a nice drink and like sit outside and enjoy just an hour to yourself every morning.
Yeah.
You know how enriching that is to your life?
Mm-hmm.
And I'm going to just sleep it away and just like not experience that. Like you're just going to kind of like grab the balls of life.
Yeah.
You know? Just
really
like,
cusp them in.
Yeah, just fucking do it.
Yeah.
So that's kind of like been my whole vibe lately of being like just really like I think before, sorry, I'm going on a little bit of a tangent, but like before I used to have like a really hard time really deciphering like, okay, like, but why? What's my purpose and why I want to do this or why I want to set this habit? And I'm like realizing like my purpose is just to make every day a little bit better, you know, to enjoy life just a little bit more each and every day, and to do things small. It could be small things throughout the day that make me feel purposeful. It doesn't have to be life's big journey of purpose. It can be just today's purpose was blank. Today I did this and it felt good. Today I was grateful for this, and that's great. And that's fucking life, because you don't know if you have tomorrow, you know? Fuck,
yep.
Sorry.
Wow, she's woo.
I'll stop.
Yeah, but I agree.
I'll stop, but
I agree.
You understand, you know?
I do
so
understand.
Go see that fucking sunrise. Go see it. Wake
or the
up.
sunset.
You ever see the TikTok? The guy's like, he's like, we woke up. We woke up.
We're not on the same talk, I don't think. It doesn't sound, I'm not on the airline impersonation we woke up chant talk. That's
I'm not on country talk. Mullet talk.
Yeah, apparently I'm a mullet talk. It's wild how that shifts on a site. Okay, this is my last one. It's my last one. And this is silly, but I think it needs to be said. I need to start again, rebuying underwear and rebuying bras. Can't tell you the last time I bought either. Probably 5 years. Why am I doing that?
I've gone through phases with that too.
I think it's because this is probably TMI, but I don't really wear underwear ever. Like literally ever.
No,
I'm
I
wearing
get that.
jeans.
Yeah.
Doesn't mean I shouldn't be buying new ones. I should always be replenishing and removing. And same thing with bras. Like I can't even tell you what size bra I am or when the last. I guarantee last time I bought one was probably like 2019.
No, I get it. I mean,
why am I doing that?
I kind of found like one pair of underwear that I like, and I just bought like 45 of them.
Which like I do have that too.
Yeah.
But I'm also kind of like.
No, I know.
If I bought it 6 years ago, even though I don't really wear it, babe, we need something new. Same thing with I mean, bras are very expensive, right? I mean, what do they charge, like $30 per cup now? It's like $60 for a bra. It's wild.
Yeah.
But I think we need to respectfully recycle.
God,
we need to get in there.
We could do like a whole nother episode on like self-care habits we want to start.
We'll be here for many, many moons.
Yeah.
Many, many moons.
I have 2 more.
Okay.
So I'll just go with the last 2. But I want to either stand or use my walking pad for at least 1 to 2 hours a day. Which is going to be a continuance of, because I was already doing that.
I was going to say, I would hope you're doing that because you bought it.
Yeah, but I'm just going to, that's like a habit that I want to continue.
This is a safe space. That's fantastic.
And then my last one is to get outdoors multiple times a day, not just once or twice, like multiple times. I use the excuse of the fact that I live on this, I don't like to say what floor I live on. I don't know, it freaks me out, even though it's...
Well, she lives on a floor that's not attainable by normal feet.
I live high up.
She lives high up.
So just the feeling of having to go downstairs in my elevator. Renee, get to the elevator. Are you serious?
Especially since in your last few apartments, it was all like garden style, whatever it is, and you walked up outside, you walked up the stairs. So...
But why? What?
There's no reason. Yeah,
it's right there. It's right.
Circle back.
It's right there. It takes you down and it takes
straight
you back
down.
up.
Yeah.
You can go the outdoors. It's right there.
Mm-hmm.
So,
I will say I think it's also maybe because you guys have the grass pad outside, so like the dogs don't have to go out multiple. Maybe you know what? Maybe you should just
get rid of the grass pad.
Your ass will be up and down that a few times a day.
No, because the grass pad, I will tell if
it's
anybody,
fire,
if you live on if you live in an apartment on a high floor and you have the elevator, ask what can I talk?
Are you okay?
Elevator access. Sorry, I literally just said ass. I just said ass like 2 times. I was like twitching. But yeah, so I would say the fresh patch it's so worth it because it's like in the morning.
It's a little bit of an enabler though. Call it for what it is.
It is an enabler. And I've thought about it before too, and I'm like, okay, because in the mornings, like the dogs have to go potty. Like they need to go potty right away. Like we wake up, it's potty time.
Yeah.
But I have to like get dressed and like it's like a whole thing to get them outside.
But like, okay, here's my thing.
But
do you have to get dressed to bring your dogs downstairs? It's okay if you want to go out in your pajamas. It's okay.
You think so?
Renee, I went to the grocery store today without a bra on. Yes. And I was wearing a white shirt and it's a tight crop and I had no bra on. Like I think here's the perfection. Here it is. She's sneaking in. She's sneaking in. I agree.
But also like I'm a contacts wearer. I mean I could go out with my glasses. Like that's fine. I don't have a problem with, but I like to just
people wear their glasses. People wear contacts.
I know it's fine.
Okay.
But like usually like I just I guess I could.
I agree.
Okay, wait. I'm raising my hand for the class. Sure. I think I need to just before. I think a really good habit for me was to have my clothes set out, so I could set my clothes out and like just get changed right away in the morning. Like it's not like I need to put I'm not like saying I need to like get fully ready to go outside. I just don't like going out in my pajamas for some reason.
I mean, that's fair. Then throw a sweatshirt on. Yeah, I get what you mean. I think you should be getting outside more. I do think you subconsciously have you've set yourself up for a lot of conveniences, which is great.
Indoor conveniences.
But then you're like, oh, I don't go outside. Well, it's because the boys have a grass pad here. So yeah.
But yeah, I just need
even without the boys, I think you don't have to.
But now I feel like they're like so trained that like as soon as we wake up, it's like they have access to a potty like in 2.2 seconds.
You know how that goes when you guys. Well, when you buy a house, hopefully you have.
Oh, we'll have a yard.
Quick outdoor.
If we ever buy a house in this economy,
that's a whole separate conversation because I wanted to buy a condo and I was doing that for like a few days and.
I'm sorry, I don't want to rain on your parade, but
condos are like still like $600,000.
Yeah, that's a sick joke. That's a sick joke.
Here I am thinking I was gonna find one for like $100,000.
That'd be fantastic.
Still like $600,000. But I will say I will not be over. I'll end on this note because now I'm spiraling. I won't be over the condo thing. I think I do want to buy something, live in it, and then rent it out. I do see myself doing that because that's me.
I don't mind that idea at all. I just
No, good luck. I mean,
yeah, it's really
good
just
luck. Yeah, good luck. Wow. Okay, I'm really impressed with us. And I really challenge every single one of you guys to also do this because it doesn't have to be anything big.
Oh, and I have a resource, sorry.
Oh, you share the resource.
just
It's probably
because-
a podcast that's not ours.
No, it's not. Well, because we're not experts in anything.
I think speak for yourself. I'm an expert in my life.
We're
And
not.
I think I can okay. Here, this is where I get
oh
weird.
no, why'd you freeze?
Oh, did I freeze?
You froze. Okay, it's okay.
But wait, what makes like Mel Robbins wasn't an expert at one time?
No, I know. I think we're coming to find our expertise. I'm just not gonna. I'm not gonna sit here and say that. Like whatever. So, but
hit your resource.
James Clear, the author of the book that I'm reading, Atomic Habits, he has a website called jamesclear.com.
Okay.
And he goes step by step on how to break a bad habit and replace it with a good one.
All right, Jamesy. I love that. Yes, ma'am.
So
yes, sir.
I'm not gonna go into the whole thing because we've really spiraled this episode.
Yeah, I think it's for the better.
But if you, and I mean, Brianna and I definitely need to, do a little reading, a little research in this. And if anybody else is, trying to either stick to a new habit or kick some of those old ones, I'd recommend it. So I'm going to just link this bad boy article. He's got this whole website that he has a bunch of different, you can sign up for his newsletter. He has quotes, he has different articles that you can read his book. He's really one of those experts out there on habits. So that's my little tool for you guys.
Fantastic.
So
all right, I take back my comment about the expert things. That actually is useful, but I will say I
think we give real relatable advice.
I would agree.
Like I think, people can probably relate to what we're saying because we're
real humans.
Yeah, we're just talking real shit, but I just want to give a little resource to those that maybe
check that out.
Yeah, if you're having a hard time with some of those habits, maybe we'll check out a little resource.
Tap in. All right, friends. On that note, hope you guys think of some habits you want to break, some ones you want to start. Small steps, baby. Doesn't have to be anything crazy overnight. But we hope you guys have a fantastical weeko, a fantastic day. And we are so excited to talk to you guys next week. Brianna, you gonna say bye?
Yep.
Bye, guys.
Oh, my hip.